Hello, my peeps, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy IX. In the last episode, we saw the destruction of Limblum, at least partially, and then we found out that Regent Sid wasn't going to be able to give us a airship, and then he wasn't able to give us a boat. Why is that important? Because we are told that Kuja, who's been supplying the Queen with weapons, definitely came from the north, but they're thinking that he came from the outer continent. And how do we get there? If we can't go by airship, if we can't go by boat, then now we have to go through a tunnel system. And will we get there? Yes, but we have to go through a lot of stuff. Good or bad, this place isn't that hard. There's just a lot of switches that you have to push, and usually because we want to get all of the treasures in here, we'll have to press the switch several times. So yeah, we'll have to be going back and forth. It'll kind of feel like we're going in a circle, although not truly. But yeah, we're flipping the switch, and then going to the new place, then going back to the same place, flipping the switch again, going to the second place. Yeah, it's just it's not that hard, but it's just and unfortunately there are two different trophies that we can actually get in this area. So I'll be doing that too. One of them's really easy. It's called Peekaboo. If you remember in the last episode, what do we want to do? We want to read mail. Very bored, Kupo. This one. I'm bored, Kupo. I'm so bored I'm gonna hide away. Try finding me inside this cave. So I guess this is why we're getting a trophy for it. So we have to find the Moogle. And so what am I gonna do? Let's see. I'm gonna go here. And yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And we'll go here. We got some fairy earrings. Now, do we get a lot of good stuff through here? No, of course. We do get a couple good, sorry, I'm trying to find where I need to catch him. We do get a couple new accessories. Well, not a couple, we just really get one now that I think about it. But yeah, it is worth going through here and getting all of the items. So I'll go up here. Another Gargant. And just run up this way. And here is the first switch that we're going to be able to do. Now, if you notice the switch, you can tell what path the Gargant is going to take because it's in yellow. So when we flip the switch, it won't go to the same place. Now, how can you actually control where the Gargant's going, or how is it controlled? If you notice, when we go through a passage and there's more than one way, there is basically water flowing on the area that it doesn't want you to go through. So we're going to go ahead and flip this switch. And believe it or not, I haven't actually... I don't have random battles of being off, so you can tell that it is a really low. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the switch so we can actually get back to the first area. But you can basically tell when we're coming here, there is a water flow, which means the Gargant's not gonna go that way. Okay, and then we're gonna need to... Ooh, we actually got into a battle. Alright, so are we able to learn anything new from any of these guys? Not the bats. There are also abominations. We are fighting the seeker bats right now. There's also griffins that we can fight in this area. And there is also a enemy called a feather circle, which that is one that we will want Quina to actually eat. You'll actually be able to learn level 4 Holy, Is that a really, really good one? Probably not, because I don't know if I'll ever use it. But what it is that basically, as long as your enemy... So in a second. As long as your enemy is, divisible by 4, then you'll be able to cast slow on it. Sorry, holy on it. Wasn't thinking, sorry. Treasure Hunter. Hey, you've made it this far already? You want to buy something? Does he have anything new? No, unfortunately not. But this is another place that you can actually, if you sold all your potions, this is where you could actually buy some more. Again, you really don't need any. Well, okay, so let me take that back. You do need to have at least 1. I would suggest at least 2, just because in case you leave the area... In case you leave the area, then you don't have to pay it again, but yeah. Pay what again? You'll see right... the Lamaya's Tiara. That's actually the one, the accessory that I did want to show. Because it's not that, it's actually a it's a headpiece, okay. So this one is something only the girls can wear, so it does actually give Dagger the ability to learn Confuse. We already know Clear-Headed, we already know Float, so yes, so we can go ahead and do that. The best thing ever? No, but it's new abilities. I love those. Now this one you can really tell the water. But now we have to go back and we have to flip the switch again and ride the Gargant, but it's going to take us in a slightly different area, so we got to do it. Okay, so this area, I'll start climbing. No, I know I wanted to start climbing. Now, if you notice, there is like stone faces. Now, if you're right under them, they can spit water. Basically, I guess inner middle school, where, but, so yes, this is something that it's not like it's devastating or anything. It's very easy, and sometimes you want to actually go all the way down to the bottom. And if you want to go into that bottom pool that, like I just did, it's really easy just to stand still and wait until you actually get forced down to the bottom. Now, why'd I come here? Got the survival vest, so... I will say that this screen is actually where I have the best encounter rates for me personally to get the feather circle. And as you can see, we just got it. So again, this is the one where I do want Quina to be able to eat it, because Quina will learn something. Alright, so who... Let's see, I'll steal... Dagger... I don't think we're gonna have to do 2 rounds, honestly. Alright, so we're gonna just go ahead and try that, and we're having trouble. Ooh, but we learned it. Okay. And everyone's me. Phoebe will learn that soonish, I guess. Alright. Now, of course, I am gonna go ahead and use the ointment, just so that I don't have trouble on my characters. And the ability, again, it is the level 4 Holy. Causes holy damage to enemies whose levels are multiple of 4. I don't keep track of the enemy levels, so I would probably never use it. So, sorry. And again, this screen is the one that I have the most, for me, the most luck in getting the feather circles. Is it 100%? No, of course not. It's always random. But it's just something that, like I said, this is the place where I can usually find them. Can they show up anywhere else? Yeah, of course. And this is the Abomination. Yeah. Nothing to learn, so yeah, I just went ahead and defeated them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my speed, and this is the reason why you need to have a potion. Treasure Hunter, wow, I can't believe you made it this far without getting hurt. This is my territory. Go dig somewhere else. I'll let you, well, actually, I'll let you excavate here in exchange for a portion. For a potion? Of course, we're gonna give that to you. I'd even give you a high potion. Wouldn't give you an elixir, though, because I'm just that stingy. Alright, so what are we supposed to do? We are, well, first thing, look, there's something here. Let's go ahead and dig, and I'm definitely going to fast forward this, because it just makes the whole thing quicker. And Koopa! Koopa! And let's do Magnet. I have a favor to ask. I want you to deliver a letter to Koopo. Thank you. Anything else? Nope, want mail, want mail. Mog shop, so this one is just the item shop. Do I need anything from it? No. Yeah, nothing. I'll get another ointment since I don't have 20 of them. Although I do want to verify, sorry, I want to make sure, I want to do a couple things actually. Let's go ahead and just do the echo screen, just because. I also want to look and see how many ores I have. 82. Ooh, I think I am going to go ahead and sell some of those because this is one place that you can get more ore. So yeah, I do want to make sure that I don't have the maximum level. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'll just keep 20. No, I'll keep 30 just in case. Because I shouldn't actually get 100 of them. I hope not, though. So, with getting Koopo out, and it's K-U-P-P-O, I know that, but Koopo, we got him, we found him, so that was the Peekaboo trophy. Sorry, I didn't mention it before, but yeah, that's how we actually got the Peekaboo. This is something that a lot of people do find, because at least in percentage-wise, on my PS4, when looking at the trophies, it says it's a 30.7% completion rate, so that's kind of high. But the next one, we have to do lots and lots of digging, because we need to find a very special item, really rare. It's going to be the Maiden's Ring. The Maiden's Ring? Don't you have one of those? Yeah, actually I have 2 of them because you can buy them at the auction house in Trino. So, is it extremely rare and absolutely new, and is it worth it? Only for the trophy. As you can see, I do have 2 Maiden's Rings. Okay, so what are you supposed to do? Basically, I'm like, it's so weird because, like, position-wise, it's so hard to do that and fast-forward, but I wouldn't suggest doing the digs without doing the fast-forward. And basically, so we received an ore. Once I get any of the items, I move to the next one. Although, I have to admit, I don't dig more than a total of 5 times before I move. And how do I know where I'm moving? Basically, if you look at, we got it. If you look at basically the path that I'm on, it basically has the little pleats, and so you can just figure that that's a section. And then I just move to the next one once I've done about 5 or 6. Because if I don't get it within that time, I'm just like, nope, I'm going to move on. Does that mean I could possibly miss the Maiden's Ring? Yeah, I'm like, I've never... it takes so long to do it, but it usually comes pretty quickly. In other words, the 5 strikes, it usually is good enough to get it. And one more hit. Alright, so another set that you can do is down here. And again, I'm just going by the sections. Could I do that little section right here? Yeah, I could, but I just do the bigger sections. Could you do the little sections? Yes, of course you could. I'm just telling you what I do. And I have definitely gotten the Maiden's Ring before. Why? Because I'm an idiot and I can't remember to actually press the record button. So I have actually done this section once before, which is why I kind of forget to immediately say, oh, we got the Peekaboo trophy. Why? Because I did it on my last playthrough, which it was supposed to be this, and I completely just didn't. Yeah. And one more. Okay. So, what am I going to do now? Because I pretty much did the 5 in each area. I am going to go ahead and reset the RNG for this dig. So how do I do that? I'm going to go ahead and save. So I'll be right back. Once we're done saving, go ahead and just cancel out, and then we're going to go to configure, and then go to the title screen. And yes, I understand all my data is going to be lost, but that's also the reason why I just saved. And I am going to go ahead and load the game. I really don't want to continue, because I do want to keep whatever loot I was able to dig up, basically. And so coming back here, I can go ahead and start again. Again, just really digging the total of 5 times in each section. We received an ore. Unless I get one before my 5, I'm not going to continue digging if I get an item, because it's just not worth it. I don't believe that once you find one, that you'll be able to get anything else in that area. Now, this can take a very long time. So, what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and basically cut the rest of this part out, and I'll bring you back in once I have found the Maiden's Ring. So, I will see you guys in just a moment. Okay, guys, I have really good news. It didn't take me an incredible amount of time to actually get the Maiden's Ring from here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show the screen that says I got it, because, well, I was mashing the cross button the whole time. So, yeah, it was a little too fast. But I had shown you guys that I did have a total of 2 of them, but now I have 3. And as well as I did get the trophy, the 1 ring. Now, this one is a little bit more of the rare ones, at least per my PlayStation 4, because it had basically a completion rate of 8.7%, which I completely understand. I don't even know if I got this when I played it on the PS1 version. Just because, well, I had already bought it at Trino auction, so I really didn't need another one, really. So, yeah. Amazingly enough, it actually only took me about 8 minutes. And I have to admit, I seem to be able to get it. As I had said before, I actually had did this same section before, and then I completely and utterly forgot to press record. So, I have to admit, I have gotten the Maiden's Ring, at least for me, both times. It was right either, let me slow it down, it was right here or right here. So basically where this bone mouth snake, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I've basically been able to get it here. So yeah, hope that helps you guys. And what do we do now? I have no idea. Sorry. Actually, what we need to do is that we need to go ahead and just look to leave. Treasure Hunter, are you quitting already? And I've had enough. And now we can just continue on as normal with the dungeon. Warning, you will be shut out once you flip the switch to go outside. And so this is something that you do have to do. Now, where it's located at, do you guys remember the screen where I had gotten both the survival vest and also the screen that I said that you guys, at least that was the best area that I had found to get the feather circles? It will actually drop you off there, so that's why I didn't really go there. But yes, we are going to go ahead and just flip the switch. And now we need to head back. But of course, what we need to do is we need to go down here. And we just need to go here. And go through here. Now, as you can see, there are no flowers, so you cannot call the garden, which is why you cannot go back. And yeah, we can't go back, not even, for disc 2 or anything like that. The day is light. There's no mist here. What does that mean? It means we're on the outer continent, and congratulations, you guys. So, what am I gonna do? Since we are now on the outer continent, there is quite a few things. There are actually 2 enemies just on the world map that we can actually learn blue magic for. One of them is the cactar, which of course will learn 1,000 needles, and then we can also encounter a goblin mage, and we can actually finally learn Goblin Punch. Now, is the Goblin Punch any different from what the goblins outside of the Evil Forest did? No, it's the exact same move. It's just something that we're able to learn. And of course, there are other enemies on the world map. We've seen this guy before. But, there's really... But isn't this the beast that we actually were able to get the, needle fork from? I believe so, yeah. But, it's not a boss now, so it just has regular items to steal. And she was able to learn float. Is that the only thing that she was able to learn from the Stardust Rod? Yes. Alright, let's see what else she needs to learn. Apparently nothing. Do I want to still keep her on Spirit? I think I will. Just because it doesn't matter if she isn't attacking her very much. I don't really care about that. I am much more concerned about the Spirit that she'll be able to learn and all that sort of stuff. She still learns that. Is there anything that Quina has to learn? I really don't think so. Quina's still learning locomotion. Alright, I'm okay with that. Okay. Alright. Sorry, I just wanted to refresh myself in regards to who needs to learn what, and if they had anything that they could be learning, that they're not learning, yeah. And as a note, this is the Griffin. If you have not learned White Wind, it is something that you can actually learn if Quina eats the Griffin. But since I already know White Wind, that is something that if Quina eats the Griffin, it will just leave a note saying, tastes bad. Let's go ahead and heal. Clear head, okay. So that means I need to change the equipment. Ooh. Ramen. Let's go ahead and have, I think that's the only thing. Ooh, no, she can actually learn rats. Okay, I will go ahead and just have her learn ramen, just cause. Why not? Let's see what should we do. Let's have her keep Loudmouth. Yeah, I think so. And why am I staying right here? I am hoping to get the Cactar. And you can also get the Goblin Mage here as well. And these are the Goblin Mages. So... let's see... let's see how well I can do. Can't eat until weaker. I'm just afraid to... well, let's see. Handle 2 hits from Phoebe. I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking at the strategy guide that originally came out with it. Came out with the PS1 version, and unfortunately, it really... it's not that good. Just because, yes, there is an enemy area in the strategy guide, but it's, you know, it's all the way in the back. It's not really easy to look at. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what type of enemy it is, meaning like human versus beast versus bird. Yes, I know that the Goblin Mage is not a bird, but you know, just like I said, I was just giving examples, and it doesn't say anything like that. Like the Goblin Mage, it does say that it's level 15, and apparently it has 983 hit points. So maybe it will be able to actually survive. Huh, that'll be good. And of course it did vanish. Luckily it didn't run away, which is a good thing. But that does mean if you try to do any physical attacks, or even just try to eat, it won't do anything, because, well, it's vanished. Let's have Dagger go ahead and heal everyone, because the Dane's looking a little weak. Let's go ahead and move up a little bit. Really? I just hit it one more time. Time attacking Quina, and attacking with then we will learn Goblin Punch. So now I don't have to worry about keeping the other one alive. So yes, what are we doing? Okay, so we've learned 1 out of the 2 blue magics that are available right now. I'm going to try to get the Cactar, just because the quicker I can get it, the little bit easier it is for me to be able to put it down and be able to eat it. So yeah. And do I mind it's taking me a little while to actually find the Cactar? Not really, because I am looking to actually... I don't remember who... because I am still looking to learn a lot of the abilities and that sort of thing, the skills and that sort of thing. So... let's make sure... Okay. And it is too bad that Zidane does not have the ability, because it'll take him much longer to learn the auto haste. I do want everybody to know it. but Zidane is definitely the priority of the bunch to actually learn how to use that. And everyone else will just be able to learn the abilities and skills. So, ooh, okay. I didn't realize you were that low. Let's go ahead and actually, we'll do White Wind, Steel, attack, and attack, and attack. Okay, and as you can see, we definitely did get a cactar. Alright, let's go ahead and flip back and see how much HP it has, at least according to the strategy guide, which is famously not really good. Why is it not good? Just because they really tried to get everyone to go online in order to get more information. So, like, the Outer Continent, when it's talking about, hey, you are able to actually get a couple more useful black magics. Sorry. So, in the Outer Continent, it says, hey, Quina can actually learn a couple useful blue magics in this area. Please make sure you visit Play Online to find out what Quina can learn. Really? Really? And it was about, although granted, this strategy guide at the time of my purchase was only $13, so it's not like we paid like $30 for it or something like that, but it was the absolute worst strategy guide. On the plus side, it's the first one that actually made me write in any of my strategy guides. I used to not do that at all because that was just seemed wrong. But this one you kind of had to in order to put your notes in there. Yeah. Okay. So, what was I going to... Okay, sorry. The cactar, HP. What does it say? It says it has about 1,940. So, huh. Uh-oh. And the hiding's good. Phoenix down. Oh, confusion? Oh, that's not so good. Oh, don't have to worry about confusion, I guess. Confused. Oh my goodness. This is not so good. Let's go ahead and do Phoenix down for Vivi. Phoenix down for Dagger. We will have Quina do White Wind. Have Dagger do some cure on everybody. Okay. And let's go ahead and try again. Uh-oh. I was honestly hoping that he would... Oh no, I did the wrong person. No! This is not going so good. Let's try to eat it. And are you gonna counter with the... Oh, we did it! And of course... Oh no. Okay, so the good news is, even though Quina was KO'd by the 1,000 Needles, since the party was able to live through it, even though Quina didn't, we still, if we go to Quina's abilities, you do see the 1,000 needles. So, yay! It was a little painful. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and do some high potions, I guess. Okay. So, now what? So what we're going to do now, there's a couple things I do want to do in here. I guess continue to get into fights, which is okay. Actually, we'll do one more cure just to make sure everyone is good. Heal, attack, attack. Confuse. Oh, right. No. Oh, yeah, actually, that was the thing I needed to do. Okay, the tiara, but she needs to keep that on because it actually boosts quite a bit of her stuff. She's still learning. Ramu. Okay. Now, I will say, in that last battle, we did get a drop of the Peridot, which is the gem that we are able to learn Ramu from. Now, if we have more than one, when Dagger actually does summon Ramu, his power is actually going to increase by the number of the Peridots that we actually have. And I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, but yeah. So yes, that is something to be aware of, and you don't need to sell the multiples of a Peridot, because, yeah, if you do summon... Okay, sorry, I paused because this is actually a friendly creature, a friendly monster. And I thought you had to... Sorry, I knew that we did have a friendly monster that we were able to do, which is the Ladybug. But I thought we had to do that in the forest, so I'm sorry. That's why I'm really surprised. Now, this only needs to have you do need to actually throw ore at it, because it's still, right now, everyone wants the ores. So we do need to throw a total of 2 of them. So 2 different people need to go ahead and throw ores. So 1, and then 2. And let's go ahead and just fast forward this. Alright, tell Yeti I said hello, thanks! Alright, so we did get 20 AP. Now for everyone but Zidane, all the rest of them do have ability up, so instead of just getting 20 AP, they'll actually get 40 AP. Ooh, okay, sorry. Yay. Okay, so I am very, very happy. Why? Because, for one thing, Zidane learned all of his items, which is really, really good, because he was holding on to the... He was holding on to the running shoes. Okay, so who's gonna learn the auto haste? I'm gonna go ahead and put that on Quina, just because I do use Quina in boss battles. And so if Quina is always hasted, then that's actually a really fabulous thing. So, yeah. Could I do Vivi as well? Well, I'd honestly do Zidane, Quina, Vivi, and Dagger. I don't usually use Dagger a lot in the game unless I have to. But yeah. Am I going to put auto haste on Quina immediately? No, because it's not a boss battle, so she really doesn't, Quina does not need to have the auto haste. One thing I am gonna do is apparently get into another battle. Vanish. So all of my attacks are going to, which is just too bad. But luckily, he comes back pretty quickly. Okay. Oh, and I forgot. I was so focused on Madain getting him. That. Ooh. Ooh, she does have something to learn. The beret. That's right. That's right. I forgot to verify that he doesn't have anything else to learn. Okay. And I do want to come here. Not to do that, actually. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to actually call my chocobo. Why? Because there is actually another treasure that we can find, which is the abandoned beach. It is right actually over here. Haha. 9 phoenix pinions, 5 phoenix downs, and 12 peridot, and 1 diamond gloves. Which that's actually an improvement of armor, but it is unfortunately for Freya or Steiner, which we're not going to actually see either of them for the rest of Disc 1. Okay, so that's unfortunately the only other one that we have immediate access to. So, yeah. But I did want to show you guys that. The other thing to do right now is we're going to go ahead and go into... Oops, sorry. I don't want to get into random battles right now. Sorry. So this is another marsh, which means frogs. Quina, Madain, can I catch frogs? Frogs again? Sure. Now, I am going to basically... Alright, so there's that. And they jump away. Come on. Haha. So I am leaving the golden frog. I will also leave a single female and a single male. Although, honestly, since the golden frog is a male, I could technically just leave that one and one of the females, and not actually leave a male, which I could do that. Now I have actually 2 females and 2 males. How can I tell? Well, just look at the feet. 2 of them actually have pink feet, 2 of them don't. And that's actually the same with the golden frog. If they do have the pink feet, then they're female. If they do not have the pink feet, then they are male. Really easy, really simple. But of course only if you actually know that. So, alright, come on, I need to catch you. Come on. Oh, of course you go the other way. Alright, let's see if I can go around this way. Of course not. They're just going every way, but... Ooh, I caught him. Okay, so we have a total of 43 frogs. And again, could I actually catch this male frog? I could, but I'm not going to. I would rather be safe than sorry, meaning hopefully the frogs will be able to regenerate quicker. So yeah, because we need to catch a total of 98, and then a couple more, so then we're over 101. Okay, so we are out of here. Now, the other thing I do need to do is since we are in the outer continent, now if we're running around in the forested areas, we can actually encounter the Ragtimer Mouse. So am I going to do that? Yes. I am going to kind of do it in a little bit of batches. What does that mean? Since there's going to be a total of 6 new encounters that we could do on this disc, I don't like doing them all together just because the stutter step, which is what I'm trying to do right now, it just feels like 5 times the amount of time that we just walk in order to encounter the Ragtimer Mouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to encounter it now 3 times, and then I will go ahead and do some of the story, and then come back over here, which is more story. I'll basically do 3 more before I go to the second town, just to cut it up a little bit. Now, do you guys have to do this? Of course not. If you guys want to do it all in one batch, go for it. I've done it before, but like I said, it just, even though I know doing the stutter step makes it so much quicker in everything, it feels so time consuming. Now, I can tell I'm doing the stutter step correctly because there is no leaves, the leaf movement, basically like that. If I can get it so then it doesn't do that, that means I am doing the stutter step correctly. Now, what does the stutter step do? It basically, in the computer, in the game, it's basically keeping track of how many steps we're doing on the world map. And it does some sort of mathematics stuff that will make it so then you will get an encounter. But if you do the stutter step, meaning you basically, when you do the stutter step, you stop that counter. So then it will basically start up again. And so if you're able to do the stutter step correctly, then basically you won't get random encounters. You will, however, be able to get all of the friendly monsters, which does include the friendly monsters and also Ragtimer. But like I said, it just feels like it's forever. And I know it's worth it. I know it is, because just running around, you can, if you just simply run around in the area that they come, the friendly monsters actually have a really good rate to go ahead and appear. Like, I was just running around normally, and we got an encounter with the Ladybug. And like I said, I thought you actually had to be in this area, in the forest. I did not know you could get it on the plane, but I learned stuff. But it was also because I was doing the stutter step in order to encounter Ragtimer that I encountered that. Oh man. Let's go ahead and apparently I don't do the stutter step well. Then definitely don't have the time speed on, or else you'll definitely never be able to do the stutter step. And what I will probably do is just basically cut out this and only show when I actually do get an encounter, with the Ragtimer because this is going to be boring, quite honestly. So I will see you guys in hopefully just a second. Now I am going to turn off the speed here, but this is actually a true question. So we need to go ahead and attack the circle. Go, baby! Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hasten this up. It's correct. Get 2,000 gil, and we are 100% correct, and we're awesome. Alright, so I will see you guys for the next battle. And the next quiz, pop quiz, question number 6. Some Mews are friendly and don't attack. Now that is 100% true because there is a friendly Mew that was our first friendly monster. So they didn't attack. So this is another true. So we just need to get the first person to attack. I'll go ahead and get this going. Correct. We got 3,000 gil and 100% correct, and we're on a roll. Alright, so I will see you guys for the next one. And here is the next one. Pop quiz, question number 7. Limblum Castle is larger than Alexandria Castle. Now this one is actually true. If you guys remember when we first went to Limblum, Steiner was always like, oh my gosh, this is so huge. And yes, and it's because Limblum Castle, the entire town, all the districts, that's also all included in the castle. And unlike Alexandria, the town, the castle is actually on the outskirts of the town, so it is not included, which is why Limblum Castle is much bigger. And we're correct. We got 3,000 gil, 100% correct. Wow, we are awesome. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and we're gonna go no encounters because I did 3 of them. Now, could I do all 6 of them? Yes, I could. But like I told you guys, I'm kind of just cutting it up into little segments. So now what I'm going to do is, this is actually the next town. Unfortunately, this is going to be the end of this particular episode. I know it's going to be close to the time I like to do, which is, you know, around 50 to 55 minutes. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I hope you guys have a really great day, whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is for you guys. Just have a really great one. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!